Imagine waking up in a sunlit European apartment, strolling down quiet cobblestone streets for a morning coffee, and wrapping up the evening overlooking medieval rooftops or shimmering coastline, all while spending less than the average monthly rent in London or New York. For most people, that lifestyle sounds like something reserved for the ultra-wealthy or for those who've inherited a villa somewhere on the Mediterranean. But the reality is completely different. Because scattered across Europe are places where $1,500 a month doesn't just cover the basics, it delivers a lifestyle upgrade, and not a minor upgrade either. A few of these destinations offer day-to-day comfort that would cost 3, 4, even 5 times more in Western capitals. Here's the twist. This isn't just a list of cheap places. Anyone can find cheap. But cheap is meaningless without safety, infrastructure, culture, food quality, and long-term livability. And that's what makes these 8 places so compelling. They pair affordability with the kind of lifestyle that feels intentionally designed for quality rather than hustle. Some of these spots are already favorites among digital nomads and early retirees. Others are still flying under the radar, and locals quietly hope the world doesn't catch on too fast. So, pay attention. Especially to the 6th destination. That one might be the strongest value left in all of Europe. Let's dive in. Portugal may seem familiar on the surface. Most people picture Lisbon's busy hills or Porto's dramatic riverfront. But outside those major cities, the pricing flips completely. In places like Braga, Aveiro, and Coimbra, $1,500 unlocks a lifestyle soaked in charm. Narrow streets lined with pastel houses, fresh local food markets, seaside escapes just a short train ride away, and a pace of life that encourages actual breathing room. Rent stays around $450 to $550 for a comfortable one-bedroom in areas where cafes, bakeries, and parks sit practically on the doorstep. Groceries cost around $200 to $250, and that includes fresh seafood, local produce, bakery bread, and quality wine. Public transport is reliable and rarely more than $35 a month. And eating out, something many consider a luxury in the West, suddenly becomes a regular part of life with $300 to $400 to spare. But the real advantage is cultural. Portugal is built around time, slow mornings, long lunches, coffee breaks that aren't rushed, evenings spent outdoors rather than in front of screens. It's the type of environment that reduces stress almost without trying. Weekend getaways are easy too. The entire country is compact, so coastal towns, national parks, medieval villages, and even Spain are quick trips. This part of Europe rewards curiosity without draining the wallet. Just when Portugal starts feeling like the perfect choice, the next destination pushes affordability even further. If Portugal feels smart, Bulgaria feels like uncovering a glitch in Europe's price system. Sofia, the capital, combines European Union membership, a youthful energy, and historic architecture with prices that don't seem to belong in a major city. Modern apartments in great neighborhoods range between $300 and $400. Groceries rarely push past $200. Restaurant meals with wine? Often between $12 and $18. And a full transport pass across buses, trams, and the metro costs around $15. But here's where the shock hits. Bulgaria's culture is rich, layered, and surprisingly accessible. Roman ruins, Ottoman buildings, art galleries, jazz venues, mountain excursions, theater, festivals. Instead of saving up for occasional outings, many people find they can enjoy these experiences weekly. And because costs are low across the board, hobbies suddenly become realistic. Photography, skiing trips, private tutoring, dance classes, hiking groups, activities that might be financially out of reach elsewhere become part of daily life. If Bulgaria feels like an overlooked bargain, the next destination feels like Europe's best-kept secret. Albania is one of the continent's biggest surprises. A place where Mediterranean coastline meets mountainous landscapes, colorful architecture, and a cafe culture that could easily rival Italy or Greece, but at a fraction of the price. Tirana, the capital, has transformed dramatically over the last 2 decades. Colorful building facades, parks, cafes, trendy districts, and a warm local atmosphere make it feel like the best mix of old and new. Apartments usually range between $250 and $350. Groceries come in around $150 to $200. A typical meal out sits between $6 and $10. and transport barely registers as an expense. But the real magic lies along the Albanian Riviera. Towns like Himara, Ksamil, and Dermi offer beaches that look like postcards. Clear water, dramatic cliffs, and quiet stretches of coastline where days pass slowly and evenings feel timeless. Yet prices remain stunningly low. Because Albania is small, weekend adventures are practical. Mountain hikes, coastal escapes, ancient ruins, and UNESCO towns all feel within reach. It's Mediterranean living without Mediterranean costs. But from here, the next destination takes things in an entirely different direction: Central European sophistication at surprisingly modest prices. Outside its capital, the Czech Republic becomes one of the strongest value-for-quality destinations in Europe. Cities like Brno, Ostrava, and Plzeň deliver strong infrastructure, modern public transport, safety, vibrant neighborhoods, and a mix of student life, arts, and history. Yet the cost of living remains much lower than in Western Europe. Rent typically ranges between $400 and $500. Groceries fall around $200 to $250. Public transport is clean, punctual, and roughly $30 a month. Meals, especially local Czech dishes, are hearty, filling, and affordable. Cultural life is a huge win here. Classical music concerts, local theatre, beer halls, galleries, riverfront walks, bookshops, and seasonal festivals fill the calendar year-round. The cafe culture is strong, and the country's love for art and music creates endless ways to spend free time without overspending. Plus, the location is a bonus. Austria, Germany, Slovakia, and Poland are all a short train ride away, making travel incredibly easy. But if the Czech Republic feels balanced and polished, the next destination flips expectations entirely. Because here comes Nordic quality without Nordic prices. Estonia offers something rarely found in Europe: clean design, tranquil nature, digital efficiency, and Scandinavian-influenced culture, but without the painfully high Nordic cost of living. Outside Tallinn, especially in places like Tartu, the value becomes even more eye-opening. Apartments run $400 to $550. Groceries hover around $200 to $250. Transport is well organized and costs around $25. But Estonia's biggest advantage isn't price, it's efficiency. Daily life is streamlined. Banking is digital. Government services are digital. Medical appointments can be booked online. Taxes are simple. Bureaucracy hardly exists. This alone saves hours of stress each month. The natural environment shapes everyday life too. Forests, lakes, cycle paths, wooden houses, saunas, and clean air promote a calm, grounded existence that feels miles away from the intensity of Western capitals. But hold on, because the next destination resets price expectations completely. If value per dollar were a contest, this next place might sit near the top. North Macedonia pushes affordability into almost unbelievable territory. In Skopje, apartments often cost between $250 and $350. Groceries run $150 to $200. Full restaurant meals cost around $8 to $12. Transport is extremely cheap, and this isn't discount living. This is comfortable, charming, and culturally rich. The rhythm of life is slow and relational. Long coffees, outdoor seating areas, neighborhood strolls, conversations that last longer than the drinks, family-run restaurants, local markets, lakeside weekends. Historic districts feel untouched by mass tourism, and places like Lake Ohrid deliver postcard-level beauty with prices that barely dent the monthly budget. This is authentic European living. No inflated costs, no crowds, no artificial tourist environment, just genuine culture. But for those who've always dreamed of island life, the next destination changes the game entirely. Malta is often misunderstood. People hear Mediterranean island and assume sky-high prices. And yes, in tourist hotspots the numbers do climb. But move even slightly away from those areas and the affordability becomes surprisingly strong. Apartments typically cost between $400 and $550. Groceries sit around $200 to $250. Transport averages $30 a month. And the weather? One of Europe's best. Daily life naturally gravitates outdoors: harbor walks, morning swims, sunsets at the waterfront, and effortless access to beaches and coastal paths. The island's compact size means everything is close: markets, cafes, viewpoints, and bus routes. Another major advantage is language. English is widely spoken, which makes healthcare, banking, and everyday errands smooth and predictable. For many expats, that simplicity becomes a major selling point. And travel is easy. Gozo and Comino are short trips away and Sicily sits just across the sea. But to close out the list, the final destination combines everything: low costs, high quality of life, diverse landscapes, safety, rich culture, and modern cities. It's one of Europe's biggest value for lifestyle wins. Romania is the underrated all-rounder of Eastern Europe. Cities like Cluj-Napoca, Brasov, and Timisoara offer modern cafes, cultural districts, growing tech scenes, and historic old towns surrounded by dramatic mountains and green landscapes. Apartments range from $350 to $450. Groceries fall between $150 and $200. Transport sits around $20, and the lifestyle options are incredibly diverse. Romania offers medieval towns, ski resorts, hiking trails, forests, beaches along the Black Sea, castles, pastoral countryside, and lively city centers, all close enough to explore without breaking the budget. Food culture is rich and comforting. Traditional dishes, seasonal produce, local wines, and bakery goods contribute to a lifestyle that feels nourishing without being expensive. And because costs remain low compared to Western Europe, there's budget left for experiences. Language classes, road trips, cooking workshops, gym memberships, outdoor adventures, concerts, bookshops, or simply enjoying long evenings in historic squares. Romania ties everything together: price, culture, nature, safety, and quality of life, making it a powerful final pick. These 8 destinations reveal something important. Living richly doesn't require being rich. It requires choosing places where money translates into space, comfort, time, and meaningful experiences. In expensive cities, $1,500 barely covers rent. But here, the same amount provides more space, better food, slower days, warmer communities, cultural depth, affordable travel, and a lifestyle many people never imagined possible. The question now becomes, which of these 8 countries would be the first choice if the move had to happen tomorrow? Drop an answer in the comments. It's always interesting to see which destination wins. If you're serious about building a life abroad, join the Horizon Society. The full step-by-step breakdowns are waiting in the description.